Johnson.
Sophia Metlis.
Joanna Barnett.
Leah Bruce.
So this week we've been working on our dystopian/utopian future, and we've been kind of brainstorming ideas, especially on Tuesday, at the beginning of the week. So we didn't really have any ideas before, but we knew we wanted to do something in the future, as we thought that would be a cool
Contrast.
more like abstract kind of way.
Yeah, it would be like a cyclical narrative kind of thing, because it's like it starts off in the future, then goes to like the past, and then it ends back up in the future as well. So we thought that was pretty cool. We also had an idea of maybe starting with like a book of like one of the people in the future reading a book about the suffragettes, and maybe that gives them a reason to try and look into it.
Yeah.
We have tried out that way, but personally I find it a bit like cringy.
Yeah, obviously, because it's like we go from having really abstract pieces like our ribbon dance to then going to like kind of acting,
And it's hard. Like
it's a very big contrast, and I feel like it's hard to keep the energy at the same level,
and therefore it makes it a bit cringy to watch.
That's what happens when it's like devised and there's acting, because you have to come up with the script yourself, and that in itself can be a bit cringe
And come across quite. But I think it's all about experimenting and seeing what works and what doesn't. And I think that's what we're in the
I think
process
we
of.
just need to try again.
Well, when we was doing like improvisation, that had quite a nice amount of energy, because it was like an argument between two people. Obviously that isn't what we're going to have, because it doesn't fully fit with the story. But when we was improvising as like these future characters, I thought that was better than trying to plan what we were going to say.
Yeah, kind of like trial and error.
Because when we were planning it, it seemed just the energy was dropping and dropping and dropping, whilst when we were just making up new stuff off the top of our head, it seemed like the energy was like a lot higher. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. I think also we haven't worked on because like we said, it's going to be a cyclical narrative. We're going to start off in the future and then go into the suffragette scenes and then come back into the future. We're more focused on the beginning, and we just need to work on the end and come up with a couple of ideas for that, because we have a rough idea for the beginning, but
The ending, we don't really know where it's going to go. Like, how is it going to end? Is it going to end? Like, do you know what I mean? Is there going to be like a final answer?
Yeah.
Is it going to be?
And we know we want to keep the song at the end, like we want to put the song in at the end, but we don't really know how that's going to work.
How it would fit in?
Yeah.
That's one of the problems that we faced. Was just coming up with anything really. Most of it has been improvised to see if we get anything, but it's all sort of one big experiment. Nothing has been final, so I'm not sure about it yet.
Yeah.
But our like middle section,
That's
I think is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Like,
Definitely.
especially our song. I think we're getting so much more confident with the harmonies. I think maybe soon we might even be able to like spread apart.
Like, also, me and you, we can kind of go into the harmony like seamlessly,
Yeah.
and we can just kind of like jump now,
Yeah.
which we weren't as able to do before.
Yeah. So maybe like next week, because obviously at the moment we're like still in like a line kind of thing, so we're standing next to each other so we can hear each other. Maybe we could try
Spread
and
out.
actually set it nicely. Obviously this is technically set, but if we maybe try and make it a bit
Stage
more
it
changing.
And maybe like so it's more
prison-like or something.
and it's more atmospheric for the audience.
Yeah.
So it kind of creates like chilling moments if we spread it out and everyone in the audience can hear it, because that's another problem we faced.
Transverse.
Yeah.
It's quite unbalanced as well, because obviously me and Joanna are quite loud, like we do have quite loud voices. So when we are together, it's like very like, say, left side heavy of the harmony, and then on the other side it's just the tune.
Which would be a bit annoying for the audience.
Annoying and a bit unclear, because it's kind of like a harmony's supposed to be like beautifully
Definition,
like dispersed.
So if we like balanced
The
ourselves
space.
out and balance the space, then I think that would be better.
Because we also need to make it fit with
the thrust.
the thrust. So hopefully me and Joanna will be able to split apart and still be able to keep that harmony
I think
going.
we should. Might probably will
Yeah,
be able
we'll have to
keep
try it
it.
out because obviously it's still, I still find that harmony quite difficult, but we are getting a lot braver with it. So hopefully at the end we will be able to just sing from complete different sides of the room, but still feel unified, you know.
And also, sorry, you go first.
I was going to say that we need to start thinking about transitions and sort of piecing everything together.
Yeah.
Because at the moment it's just we have the song, then we have the
like
dance,
scenes,
but we just don't know where it's going to fit. And maybe that's something we can do next week. Well, we'll have to do it next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely another problem that we faced.
Also the fight scene in the song.
There's a big chunk that's like missing.
But we worked on like we added it as something new with like
It's like a turn thing, isn't it? Like we do step, turn.
We move in a circle.
Is it a port de bras? When you go do
No,
use of the arms.
Carriage of the arms.
Is it a pas de bourrée?
that's it.
No.
It's not.
No, it's just literally
It's just
step
behind-
like his grapevine, but
Imagine it,
not.
yeah.
Then we
behind
turn.
side front kind of.
And
Yeah.
using the ribbons. But we just need to add more into that, which we will do next week. I think next week is going to have to be a very productive.
Yeah. We have to finish it, basically.
Yeah, basically. And also come up with like costume and props and
Get a bit more clarity of what
And,
we're
like,
like
the
going
lights
through
and
the whole
everything.
thing.
Yeah, we have to
the
start.
cues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strengths and weaknesses.
Um,
What's our strength in
I
this
think
week?
our strength.
oh wait, should we say about any feedback we got?
Oh yeah, because we had
Performance. Yeah, sorry. We performed it, didn't we?
What the song?
Yeah, our song.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the feedback we got was,
Oh, right,
was obviously that we started, like, a couple of people started laughing, and it was like a couple of people broke character,
Yeah.
and obviously that isn't, obviously even though you're singing, you're still supposed to be in a character.
But they said they liked the song. They
Yeah.
said they thought it was very
Rigid.
like what's the word, like not aesthetically when it's like
Audible.
I don't know what you're on about. Church-like?
like pleasing to the ears
Yeah.
basically. Until people broke character.
And I shied away from the high note. I don't know why. I was just because I must have been nervous, and
Yeah.
I was like,
It was the first time we kind of performed it in front of an audience of the rest of the year.
But I
Yeah.
think if we just work on it, then it'll be fine.
yeah. Well, even a couple of days after that,
Yeah.
look how much we've improved with the song.
Yeah.
Like, our
Yeah.
harmony has got so much better. I think next time we perform it to a bunch of people, it's not going to be like that. We will actually be able to emotively show like our emotions to
Yeah.
the audience. You know.
I feel like we build a lot of confidence
Yeah.
in that.
And a takeaway point they said was how we're going to stage it, because we weren't sure what we were going to perform originally. We were like, oh, should we perform our soundscaping bit or our song? So we were just kind of like, let's just perform our song because we're not that confident at soundscaping. So we hadn't obviously done the staging to
It wasn't
get
set at all.
thrust or anything, you know. So we kind of just started in a circle and then went into a line, and it was kind of
And then we realised while
Yeah.
singing in a circle that we could not do because the sound doesn't travel at all. Because obviously if we're in a circle, we're singing to each other basically. So
Yeah.
therefore
closed off.
the sound is not.
Expand, yeah.
So we obviously will have to somehow rather make it like an oval or something, but we can't close it in
Yeah.
because it will just take away all of the sound. And obviously we need to try and be as loud as possible
Yeah.
because we're not going to be mic'd.
Because the people absorb sound.
So strengths and weaknesses. So strengths and weaknesses for this week.
Sorry. What have our strengths been?
So as a group, I think our strengths have been just, I say improvisation as a group.
Yeah.
For our dystopian future, we've got kind of got a basis for that in the beginning.
But I also think that's also a weakness, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a strength that we're trying and we're not giving up, but I think the weakness is it's just
I think this week is kind of been a bit of
our down week.
a down week. So it's
Not
a bit
really
of a
bad.
mix. Like, even if we said our song is our strength, we still have like a downfall of like staging and everything like that. So I think it's a mix. I think song we're getting better with our harmonies and more confident. Weakness,
I think
maybe
is this future thing.
Maybe
It's not even that it's a bad idea, it's not. It's just because the rest of it is so good.
We don't want it to let it down.
We have to try and keep it at that level, and a dance or a physical theatre piece always has higher energy. So acting, just pure acting,
It's just
it can become flat, and like I don't want that to happen.
No, and I don't know how we would like transition into the suffragettes as well.
we need to work on that.
We
Yeah.
could maybe put monologues in or something.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
But again, I just find, because our piece is so abstract and physical, if we start trying to speak and put like bits of dialogue in, I think it just takes away from the whole effect that we're trying to give.
Yeah.
I think it was a really good idea to start off with.
Yeah.
But we just don't know how to.
It'd be a great film
Yeah.
if you had
good
like,
more
in a film,
time.
Yeah.
if you had like the technical things that could happen. Like in a film, you could easily just smoothly transition into another scene because it's camera work. But when you're actually, you know, on the stage, there's a limit of what you can do.
Because there's only 5 of us.
Also, I would say a weakness is communication
Oh yeah, definitely.
as well. I think for the majority, we do communicate ideas very well, but there are some points when people get upset or a bit annoyed or aggravated at what other people have done or what other people want to do. And I just think we need to solve it. Like as a group, we just need to speak up, say our own ideas, and tell each other what we want.
Be honest.
Because obviously there's loads that, like, most of us are quite outspoken, and we're quite, you know, we will loudly say our opinions, and we want to be good, you know. But then obviously there are others that are, I guess, a little bit more reserved, and they don't want
Shy away from the fact their ideas or sharing their ideas.
But it's not like that at all. Everyone has ideas, and everyone knows that, you know, we're getting marked for this. You know, we want
It's
it.
important.
We want it. I'm passionate about it, and of course I want the entire group to be good. I want to be good as well, and I feel like that's the same thing for every single one of us. So I don't think anyone can be spoon-fed. You know, everyone needs to just want to do it for themselves.
Yeah. And also, like, we're a group, but you need to go away and think about what you want for yourself as well.
Make your own character.
Yeah, make your own character. Like,
And reflect on it.
yeah, reflect on it. And you can't expect others to do that for you in the group. Like, even though we are a team.
It's about seeing the wider perspective of
And you can
things.
share your ideas with the group, and say what you
I just
want
think-
for your character, and then you can get an input or whatever.
The whole group just needs to be a little bit more unified, because I feel like there's
A divide.
everything's fine. It's not really bad. We're kind of like making it seem a bit, because we're talking about it, but
It's just little bits.
little things that can.
Trigger.
It could, like, because, you know, if you're on stage together, you need to be united, because you need to trust each other.
Sync and everything.
If we decide to do a lift, we need to be able to trust each other because we have that trust within. But I don't know. It's fine though. But there's nothing.
We can work
Nothing
it out.
major,
Yeah, nothing major. It's just communication. I think is starting to lack a little bit.
As we're getting closer
And I
and
don't
closer.
know if that's because of our friendship group or just in general. I don't know. Like, but I mean, I think for the majority, like
It's
the
really
friendship
good.
group work.
That's what-
Yeah. Sorry.
Um,
So
There's a couple problems for you. That's all our problems for you.
but let's hope we get them solved.
We will.
And
I
we'll
believe
see
in
you
us.
next week. Bye.
This isn't like a TV show.
I think it is.